You know what confuses me? People that always say they have great ideas but never actually do anything to move towards their great idea. If you don't know what I'm talking about, here's the general gist of what I mean. You probably have one of those friends who's like, yo, I've got this $1 million idea that's gonna make me so successful, so rich, I'm gonna break the cycle and be part of the 1%. I'm not even gonna continue on because you already probably have someone who's like that and you now know what I'm talking about. Those people confuse me. I don't hate them, I don't really like them either, they just confuse me because they're not doing anything to move towards their great idea. There's usually 3 reasons why they don't do anything about their great idea, and the first one is fear. Fear of others' feedback, and fear that their great idea actually sucks. However, this is what I'm going to say to that. How do you know your idea is great if you're the only one who's seen it or the only one who knows it? You can show me the analytics, the statistics, all you want about how your idea or invention could change the world and how it could succeed, but just remember, that's in theory, not reality. The best way to get proper feedback is to show your idea or tell your idea to someone to find out whether or not they actually like it or not. If they don't, chances are your idea sucks, but that's okay because if it sucks, at least you can know what to do to make it better. The second thing that they fear is kind of goes along with the first, but they fear that someone's going to steal it. They'll say, I have this amazing idea, but if I tell anyone, someone else is going to steal it. Yet, understand this, if you never pursue that idea, someone else will. One of the most cringeworthy things that I read is whenever a new invention or innovation comes out, there's always someone in the comment sections who's like, yo, I thought of this 5 years ago, holy crap, this guy stole my idea, I'm the one who should be famous. And it's like, shut the hell up, like, it was coincidence that you guys thought of similar ideas, and it makes sense, because if you truly think your idea is great, chances are someone else is thinking about it too. For example, if you're thinking about a new way to diagnose a certain problem that exists in this world, someone else has probably also encountered a similar problem and also wants to find a fix for it. It's a matter of who moves first and who moves faster. So you need to move first and you need to move faster. Otherwise, someone else is gonna beat you to your great idea, and when they do, they didn't steal it, you were just too lazy. The third excuse they use for not pursuing our idea is one that I kind of understand from some extent. They'll use the excuse of, I'm too young, I don't have the money, I don't have the time, or I'm not capable of doing the work because I lack the skill set. So the too young one is the one I sympathize with, because teenagers don't get enough respect for their ideas. It's hard for them to find investments, it's hard for them to find someone who believes in their idea, even when it is decently good, and even when they have, like I said, gotten past the other 2 phases. They've shown people their idea, they actually have done something with it, but no one takes them seriously, sheerly because of the fact that they're a teenager. If that's the case you're in, you may just have to play the waiting game. You may just literally have to bide your time, and it kind of sucks because that's like something that's kind of out of your control. However, the other factors that I mentioned are in your control. If you don't have enough money for something, go get money for it. If you don't have time for something, well, go make some time for it. And if you don't have the skill set for it, well, then start working towards the skill set for it. Of course, there'll be sacrifices. Getting money means you need to work harder, or you may have to get more jobs, and it may mean your great idea might have to wait a little bit until you can get the money for it. But what you shouldn't do is start begging people. And here's where we get to the part where people kind of just piss me off and I want to kick some of them in the face. So I'm going to use Rob Ferretti's video as an example. If you haven't seen his video, here's a link to it, but more or less, here's the brief summary. Someone basically asked him $900 so they can get a laptop for art school. Their justification for asking Rob is that he's better off than they are because he's a super rich YouTuber and a supercar rental company. So they're like, you owe me this money to help me with my great idea. No, he doesn't. Because in order for someone to support your great idea, you have to show initiative. You have to show proof that it's worthy to invest in you. Where's your skill set? Why should we help you on your endeavor to go to art school? Rob's suggestion was perfect. He literally says, just get a job. Literally get like a minimum wage job, work like a couple months, and you'll have $900. Boom, there's the money you need. If you aren't willing to show that simple initiative, I do not trust you with any money, any investment for your so-called great idea, because that just means you have horrible work ethic. An example from my personal life was back when I was in university. I was CGT, or computer graphics technology. My particular specialization was animation. A friend of mine at the time who was in the anime club with me, he had a great idea for an anime that he wanted to animate. And he came to me because he knew I was skilled in animation. He's like, hey, I want you to help me draw my characters and help model those characters, and then help make a storyboard and essentially like basically put together one of his intro scenes for his anime. And I was like, okay, do you have any character sheets? Do you have any character sketches? Just simple baseline stuff that I can start with. And he kind of just looked at me with a blank stare and was like, that's why I came up to you. because I can't draw, you're the one who draws. And at that moment, I had already lost faith in his quote-unquote great idea because of his lack of initiative for his own great idea. I began to lecture him. I said, okay, so how am I supposed to draw your character based out of thin air? You have to show me a rough sketch. And he's like, yeah, but I can't draw. I was like, it doesn't matter if you can't draw, try. Get the skill set for it then, alright? If you can't draw, learn to draw. You don't have to do it the best. That's the whole reason you eventually seek help later on. But if you don't show the initiative, where is anyone who's going to try to help you know where to start? He ended up just trying to describe his characters to me and told me to draw based on that. And me being the naive college kid I was, I ended up taking him up for it. So I tried to draw his characters based on his descriptions. Lo and behold, they weren't to his satisfaction. Any artist who's been through this loop knows that's what always happens. Whenever a story writer tries to tell you how to draw one of their characters based only on descriptions, it doesn't get very far because it's always going to be different from what they picture in their head. That's why they need to pull it out of their head, put it on a piece of paper themselves, and then show you that sketch so you can further improve it and kind of work from there on what's wrong and what isn't. When he was dissatisfied with my work, he suggested that we should try again, look on the sketch that I had done for him, and he would point out what was wrong and where to go from there. At that point, I just rejected him. I was like, I'm not wasting any more time with you. And then he pulls out the most stereotypical line anyone with $1 million idea says. They say stuff like this. They always will. Anyone who watches Sorrow TV's videos knows what I'm talking about and how they're horribly mean to artists. They'll always say stuff like, you're gonna regret not doing your work for me. I'm gonna be so famous and you're gonna have lost that opportunity to have your name in the lights with me, man. But in other words, they basically demean you because they talk like you should regret not helping them with their great idea because that's how great their idea is. You shouldn't dare pass it up. Yeah, like I'm totally gonna sacrifice my time, my money, and my resources and my skill set for you, someone who hasn't shown any initiative, whose idea isn't even proven yet, and you don't even know what you want to do with it, and you don't even have the skill set for it. What I'm trying to say is that he's already acting like he's a millionaire. He's already acting like his idea has succeeded, which is why he's rubbing in my face that I'm gonna be jealous of his success someday, which of course is not gonna happen because he does not show any signs of being a successful person. But they do it so much. I just really want to punch some of these people in the face because they do it so much, like I said, to artists in specific. They just always say like, yeah, you're gonna regret it, man. I'm gonna be famous. And okay, here again, I'm gonna flex this video. I know I did this earlier in another one of my videos, but if you don't know who I am, I run a main channel called Bladed Angel. I got over 225,000 subscribers in a year and a half. Sure, it's not like the Paul brothers level, but they had a Vine before they had a YouTube. I had nothing. I had no other person carry me. I got all those subscribers on my own because of my passion for cars. And I love rubbing this in the face of people who talked down on me in college because they would always talk about how they would be super successful and I would regret not working for them. And I'm like, yeah, how's your great idea going? Oh, you haven't started yet? Are you becoming a puppet to society? You're getting a back-end job that you don't want? And, that's what happens when you don't do anything with your great idea. Literally, how did my YouTube channel become successful? Here's the first hint. I started it. That's literally the first suggestion that I have to anyone with a great idea watching this video. On people who just don't want to actually pursue their great idea because they keep making excuses. I'm scared. I'm scared someone's gonna steal it. I'm scared I don't have the skill set for it. I'm scared I don't have the money for it. I'm scared I'm too young. Stop. Stop having that fear and just pursue your great idea. Even if your idea sucks, even if people chew it up and spit it back at you, at least you know why it sucks and you can use that information to improve on it and make it better. But you will never get your great idea accomplished if you just talk about it. So stop talking about it and start working towards it. Other than that though, if you enjoy this People That series, then make sure to subscribe to this channel. I always appreciate your support. Thanks for watching and see y'all next time. Bladed out.